taking the belt off and the water pump. This is going to be a small job.
Okay.
It's not crazy.
Okay, cool. I'm glad this isn't going to be a crazy job. So basically, when I'm driving, it's in the middle notch. But usually when I come to a stop, it just seems like it wants to heat up. Right? Okay, so got my pizza, got my iced tea. I'm gonna go work on my car. First thing we're doing is we're gonna drain the coolant, lift it up, drain the coolant. We're gonna eat, and while it's draining, and then we're gonna start pulling things apart. I'm gonna change over my belts, my water pump, and my thermostat. Don't mind me, I need something for a montage. Don't cut my beautiful tie straps. Nice, nice. So, on 2011s, this actual thread piece, the screw, is the drain plug for the rad.
It's going to burn so bad.
Is it gonna burn?
Yeah, you should get it here.
I don't care if it burns. It's probably gonna burn a lot, eh? This stuff is a little bit more intense than oil.
I'm just gonna. Actually, that's good down here.
Oh, Jesus.
Plugs in the bucket.
Nice.
Alright, I'm just gonna
Just
let that drip while we. It's gonna like airlock. I gotta take the cap out.
Oh man, it's still recording. I can't push stop. My phone's like covered in this shit. I'm just opening that. Create airflow. You hear that? Nice. Pizza time?
Yeah, we're gonna wait for that to drain. The rad has to come out.
Okay. So well, I mean, there's this. Oh no, that's not hooked up.
That's the AC.
Yeah, that's the AC.
I'm gonna lift it out, and as I lift it, I'm gonna tip it this way so all the coolant drains out of that drain.
Okay, that's a good idea.
This, I'm just gonna tuck it in here in case it runs away.
I believe it.
This is what I was talking about.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that's ick.
Yeah, so we'll be cleaning that out as we go.
All right. And what we're needing to get into is behind here, I believe. Correct? Well,
Kind of
yeah, it's in
all
behind.
inside the front of the
Yeah,
engine there.
it's inside of right here, so we gotta
Yep.
pull all this off.
Yeah, exactly. Before we do that, I'm gonna get rid of this hose so it's out of the way.
It's not a bad idea.
And then we got all this room to work, which is gonna be really simple.
Tons.
Yeah. We'll find our timing mark on the balancer, and we're gonna line it up to a timing mark on the cover here.
Oh, okay, I see.
And
It's
then-
got the actual
yeah.
numbers right here.
Yeah, and then we'll pull this off, and that's gonna make sure our cams are all lined up where they need to be and everything as well. So that way, when we go to do the belts, we don't got to screw around with trying to time everything. It's already where it needs to be, and we just got to make sure we get.
So basically, you just want to take like a Sharpie and then line it up, and then.
Well,
just
no,
put,
there's going to be a mark on here,
Okay.
and we gotta rotate it till we find it, and then we'll put it to 0.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Learning something new. That's a.
Where's
Yeah.
my light go?
I don't know where. Oh, it's over there on the table. Have high production light. It's already been paid for. Holy, that is serious. Damn, I've never seen anything like that. It only takes a drill battery and...
Yeah, it does.
It's awesome.
And it's got this too.
That is sweet. Even comes with a little light. Light with a light with a light.
So there'll be a...
Okay, so...
a mark.
Okay. Here, so you want me to just keep doing this then? Or we can look for it?
Yeah,
I don't
can hold the light.
Yeah, because I don't know what I'm looking for. Gotta get it to click.
I'm not seeing you. There it is. See that little guy right there?
Oh, the tiny little notch right there.
So we're going to put a paint marker on that to make it more visible.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna light that up. It's super hard to see. And now we know.
Your top dead center on your engine.
Okay.
Which
so
is not really top because it's sideways.
Oh, well, yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense. So basically what we're doing is we're just taking this red and we're putting it right where here it says 0 right here. Not at that 10 or this 10, but like this 0.
So, right there.
Perfect. And wait, so why are we taking these covers out again?
So that we can see the cams, so that we can make sure we are on the right stroke here.
Okay.
Title of your sex tape.
Nice. They're my cams. Okay, so now that both of those are off, what are we looking for again, you were saying?
So there's going to be timing marks on the camshafts as well. So we want to line them
like
up.
this right here, this little notch right here.
Yes. There's 2 of them though. I gotta look up at the timing marks to click on this.
Okay, and so
And then there'll be notches to match them up to.
on the top ones as well.
Some of these there's a notch on the cover, and some of them there's a notch on the gears. I gotta look up and see how these are done because I haven't done one of these before. But
Okay.
In the meantime,
This is my timing belt.
that's your timing belt there, yeah.
Okay.
And then in the meantime,
That's
we
annoying.
can start pulling the belts off now because they don't matter.
Yeah, these are
So-
garbage belts now, technically.
How you're gonna pull these belts off?
Tin snips.
Yeah, you can. I mean, if that's what you want to do. So basically, there's an adjuster here for this belt. So you loosen this, and then you can loosen this, and it's gonna move this
Up and down.
It's gonna
Almost-
shift the whole alternator here. You
almost
see
like
how
a-
this is on a pivot here?
So it's almost like a bike sprocket setup. So
Yeah.
it's like you pull the thing out and then it releases
so
it.
you may have to loosen the mount on this side of the alternator too to get it to swivel.
Okay. No, that makes sense.
And those look like 12s. So
Alternator, not turbo for people who don't know. So in theory, this should just, yeah, this should almost come off, right?
oh yeah,
With ease.
just like that. See, that's why it's not really worth it to cut it. Now this one here,
Is worth cutting.
this
No.
one sucks. It's a stretch belt. It is kind of worth cutting.
Oh, is it worth cutting?
So-
Upon further investigation, you do actually snip it. Make sure I'm cutting the right one.
Yeah, it's just not the timing belt.
Could you imagine?
I mean, I can still recover from that, but I don't want to.
No, that would be awful.
Yeah, is this down here.
That's the actual water
Like,
pump?
it's in behind a bunch of this stuff. Like, it's about that big, but that's the end of the water pump there.
Okay.
That's why we're doing the timing belt. We do this because it has to come out anyway, and you're about due for one.
Yeah, that makes sense. So that makes sense. So by rotating that, it rotates this one over here.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the timing belt is the crank is going to rotate. That's this here.
Okay.
And then the cams have to rotate in time with that to make sure the valves are opening at the right time on the crank rotation.
Okay.
So that's why you have a timing belt, and that's why it's important, is to keep everything in the right timing on the engine.
Now I got everything that we need to lined up. Don't know if you can see it, but that white notch is lined up with the correct notch. And then this one right here is lined up with where it needs to be, as well as the one over there.
Start taking the belt off from the water pump. This is going to be a small job.
Okay.
It's not crazy.
Okay, cool. I'm glad this isn't going to be a crazy job. So pulling this off, and then the cover will come off, and then the water pump will be behind it, and then we can take the water pump out, correct?
Exactly.
Cool. One day, should I like take these out and paint these? I'd like to get a better one, but they're not in bad shape. That's the nut that we need out right now. And it'll all pop apart. That work?
Like I said, I don't think this is going to have enough power.
What we're trying to do right now is get something, a tool that'll hold this in place while we spin the nut. We don't have a tool, so we're making one.
Over.
Not too bad.
Break.
You want to put a
Yeah,
couple
I want to stitch the sides.
Okay, here, get this side real quick. Warm.
Bubble.
That's a big bubble. And so this is my Subaru's crank tool. Was it?
Yeah.
My crank tool.
Well, you have to hold it so much, you can just... Jesus.
It's really in there. Okay, we got it.
I want to see if it works before I put my name on it.
Okay, let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. Uh-oh.
We're bending those rods.
Jesus. That might be the way to do it with the belt. Wow, that is on there. We're just spinning it. Do you think that tool might work now with this?
Turn this over a bit again because we're kind of well beyond where I want to be.
It's still in there. We think somebody Loctited it last time that the timing belt got done. Like in the video it just come right out, but I mean like still there. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to take out my AC condenser and then we're going to put a impact gun onto it. We got it. We found a swivel bit. We're pros.
Well, I mean,
Like, why do we think of a swivel bit at the end? Why?
Because if that didn't work, it wasn't going to be the end.
Yeah.
If you keep thinking about it after you did it, you're an idiot.
Yeah, yeah, basically. So we avoided this.
That's like the people are like, oh yeah, your keys are always in the last place you look. Right, because if you keep looking after you find your keys, you're a fucking idiot. Alright, that's better.
There it goes.
Now, you can get the rest of the cover off and just start yanking shit
Which is
out.
just this, right?
Yep.
Which is basically just a couple of,
Yeah.
just this right here, basically. Those two. Do you think that's how they just put it on? They just impacted the shit out of it with a...
I think they had lockdown. I would be surprised after. It don't get that stuck by itself.
No. No, someone must have...
Hondas are actually the worst for that.
Getting Loctited?
No, because they spin backwards, like their engines spin the opposite way everyone else's does.
Yeah.
They're really bad for their crank bolts getting stuck on.
Okay. Cool.
So that's your timing assembly.
We just
Now
need
we gotta-
to remember this.
We gotta look at those fucking marks up again because we rotated the shit out of that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to thread that bolt back in.
Okay.
There's something on the threads. I don't know if it's Loctite or what. There's something on there.
Alright, so we're just relining these back up then, eh?
Yep. Okay.
So now we just need to remember how this belt goes back on.
Yep. So normally, when I'm doing this, if I don't have like any information, I take a picture.
Okay, well, I mean, I got this
it's not
going.
in your fucking head because
Yeah, I'm gonna take a
sometimes our
picture.
heads don't work very good.
No, I don't trust human heads before. I get it.
Yeah. And then your kit that we got comes with all new pulleys and all this shit because there's bearings in these and stuff that wear out.
Okay, so we'll have all that stuff replaced. I get the blue belt.
Not that it's a big deal or anything, but it does say racing.
It does say racing on it, however. Ooh, not a big deal or anything, but it does add at least 3 horsepower. That's the stuff, eh?
Yep.
Oh, okay, so the actual kit that I've got is going to have this, the new pulleys you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
So that's the tensioner there.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that it
That's
come
why
with
it's
this
got a
stuff.
pin in it. Do not pull that pin until we're ready.
I'm pulling it now.
Yeah, you're fucking This is your water pump. So you remember I was saying that was that thing down there, so it's got the spout that's got a bolt onto it, and then it's got the 2 hoses coming out the side. That's all right there. Spout,
Oh,
2
okay.
hoses right there. So that's sitting in there just like this. The bearings will wear out, so anything with a bearing you want to replace in there.
Okay. So from here, what do you think the best course of action would probably be? Just
So we're gonna take the tensioner, we're gonna take the slack off the belt, and then we're going to just start throwing these new pulleys in and take the belt off. Okay, so what we're going to be doing here is we are going to be letting this extend and then pushing it back in a few times to bleed the air out.
so we're just bleeding out the air that's inside of it.
Yeah. Push it back in, let it extend,
It extends.
push back in, let it extend.
That has to have been bled out. So we're just going to use the vise to put the pin back in. Oh, it's almost there. There you go.
Okay. Just like that. So we got rid of this little guy.
Little pulley comes out. So you just, oh, okay, yeah, you can tell the difference.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can tell the difference. Yeah, one's like got like a layer of oil on it already. Think we might have to use a breaker bar for that one?
Probably gonna have to. This gun's got a bit more, so I'm gonna try it first.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, there's some stuff that's gonna fall off the back. There's that washer, and there's gonna be a nut off the back of this pulley.
Okay.
Yep.
But that pulley's got to come out
And now we can
anyways.
get the belt off.
At least we could do that. Ish.
I think we're gonna have to take this guard off.
Gotta love power tools. Meh.
Alright.
Okay, so the differences between good bearings and bad bearings.
These ones are nice and quiet, and they just glide, and you can still feel there's some grease in them. This one here, the grease is dried out.
You can hear it. That one was on its way. Nice. That's the bad one.
Okay, so water pump is next, right in there.
And this is the water pump.
Yeah. Need to go too because it's leaking oil out the seals on it.
Oh, okay, so yeah,
So-
leaking out oil.
That's a good sign this tensioner is also on its way out.
Okay, cool. I'm so glad that I'm doing this.
You know what, before I get this off, we're going to move the bucket over because we're likely to lose more.
This is my thermostat right here. Underneath of the water pump. That's my thermostat.
That actually.
Yeah, that would
more stuff than that.
So that thermostat is a year old. Okay.
Okay, so that's loose. We just got those two little hoses on it now.
Because it's a camera, I can bring it down. It's those hoses right there that need to come off. And then those two hoses will attach to here on the new one.
There goes the gasket.
Well, we don't need that gasket. We got a new gasket.
There's the bolt I couldn't get out because it's in a hole.
Nice.
Nice and easy.
There it goes. Oh, there's another bolt.
Yep.
Ding.
I'll just have to grab that from the floor. Getting back in here, I'm not sure.
Okay, so I'll just take those bolts off then, and the fan will come off.
We're gonna clean the rad out, and we're gonna flush water through the rad, and that's gonna just make sure that there's nothing gunking up your cooling system because it was acting funny before, right? So.
Okay. And then with those out, this just lifts in the back and pops out right there. And that's my rad. Time to clean it.
So yeah, it'll clean up a little bit, but it's not.
It might clean up.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's clean it. Now that we've cleaned the outside of it, we gotta clean the inside of it. Really? We gotta use this?
Yeah. Rad out, we got it out for some principle.
Okay, let's just flush it out real quick then.
Yeah. The drain off is coming out the drain, but that's fine.
Oh, it's coming out the drain right there.
Yeah.
At least it's coming out of somewhere, not just filling out, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, no, now it's coming out of there.
You just had to fill up a bit.
What's happening? Do you want me to close it off?
No, let it go.
It's got air in it?
Yeah, it's got air in it. Alright, we should be good now.
Too much.
No, that's fine. I kind of want to like overpower it a bit. So I'm not happy with the amount that's come out the bottom. So I'd like to have, yeah, there we go.
Just open it up a little bit more, eh?
Yeah, I did see a couple chunks come out too.
You seen a couple chunks come out? What does that mean? Mud?
Not mud. It's like dirt in the coolant, but
Dirt.
yeah.
So it's basically wet dirt,
Yeah.
like mud.
Fuck, I don't give a fuck. You see how it changed color now, though, right?
Yeah, it's clear now.
So that's what we were going for. We just wanted to make sure it was only clean.
Okay, that is what it is now. So you want me to shut it off?
We're gonna shut it on for like a minute or so.
I mean, it seems clear to me.
Yeah, I think it's good now.
Close it off?
Yep. Okay, I'll go shut the valve down.
Okay, I'll hang on to this here.
Water pump and not into the engine.
Okay.
We can install a thermostat out here and not have to worry about it once it's in the car.
Okay, so we're just installing the thermostat before we even put the pump in, and the thermostat goes right here in the water pump, and that's easier to get at now that it's just sitting there on his lap, basically. And that's where that goes. We're gonna put that in first, and then the rest of these pulleys.
Yeah, we're gonna put the water pump in first.
Or bearings.
Yeah, well, it's pulleys, but there's bearings inside of them. You're right on both counts.
Okay. I'm trying.
Double right.
Double right. A++. Whatever that means in the real world.
Getting bolts in the gasket in.
Okay.
Just because they're in the way already.
Okay, so we're just gonna install the hoses to get them out of the way then, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna use a couple of these to keep the gasket in place.
Okay. Check it out. Shiny new water pump. Just making sure it's tight enough. Don't want it to get all wobbly on me while I'm driving.
I'm gonna actually put a torque wrench on you after this. But...
Okay.